everybody, and welcome to another fresh, steaming, hot cup of GameTea.
Yes.
How are you all? Nice to see you in the chat, everybody. Lovely to see you, as always. It's always such a pleasure, as GLaDOS would say.
Yes. Yes.
And I am here tonight with my lovely, beautiful assistant co-host and confirmed unicorn, Hayley.
Hi, everyone.
Yes, let's see who's in tonight.
Who we
Hello,
got?
Magical Hannah. Hi, Leo. And Crumpets are wonderful mods. Mike, hello. Great to see you. Leo says, I love your shirt, AJ. Yes, well, we've both gone very stream theme appropriate, haven't we, darling?
Yes.
And that's because tonight we're going to be talking about some cosmic horror. Because we've got a few interesting new products that we're launching as well. Not least of which is the Gothic Tales of H.P. Lovecraft. So we're having a little bit of a gothic, cosmic, colour
Horror.
out of space.
Yes.
Sort
All
of.
things Space Odyssey.
Yes.
Horror.
Yes. All things unnameable. It's really quite
Yeah.
futile for us to try and describe the stream tonight because
It's a bit of a mixed bag, isn't it?
Yes, well, like the sort of horrors that HP himself created, it is undescribable.
It is.
Yes. So, how are we all anyway? By the way, of course, I'm wearing this shirt because last week I went to see War of the Worlds live. Yeah,
She went without
I
me.
know.
She went without
That's
me.
really unkind of me, wasn't it?
Well, I had to work, so it's kind of... Someone had to work.
I saw the tripods.
She did.
They were absolutely amazing. It was an amazing performance, actually. And something that I've wanted to see my entire life. Of course, it's all based on Jeff Wayne's musical War of the Worlds.
It looked amazing in that video. That sneak peek video you
Yes, I
posted. It was
know.
amazing.
The pyrotechnics are out of this world. No
Oof.
pun intended. So, yes, we've got an action-packed stream for you tonight. Several things to go over. Some puzzles, of course. Now, I noticed in chat that people have been rather cruel to me about the puzzles.
Please don't wind her up. We've got D&D on Friday.
Rather cruel is all I will say. And I intend to have my revenge this week, everybody. So brace yourselves, that's all I'll say.
Keep me out of this one, yeah?
You're very good at my puzzles, actually.
I try.
So, yes, I just wanted to say very, very briefly, if you are enjoying the streams, consider subscribing. It really, really helps us out. And we put that money back into our little ecology.
Yes.
We offer it out in forms of gift vouchers and prizes for people as well. And if you can recommend us to your friends, be that our stream or GameTea, please do so. Because it has such a positive effect on our business, doesn't it, Hayley? It really, it truly does.
Everything that GameTea receives goes back into the products for you guys.
Yeah, we don't have a huge budget for advertising, and it really makes a huge difference. For instance, when we did our little feature with women in D&D, it was actually because, and I wasn't aware of this, they had known about our company for some time, and they had been recommending us to other businesses, because of course a lot of the work that we do is for businesses as well. And they had secured us an absolutely huge client. So it just goes to show, actually, that sometimes just telling people about GameTea can make such a massive difference
Word
to
of
our
mouth is
lives.
such a
Thank
powerful
you, women of
tool.
D&D. Zoe and Megan, fantastic ladies.
Word of mouth is a fantastic
It
tool.
truly is. It's the best recommendation that we can have as business.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, so stay with us. We're always happy to have your input, and we're going to be asking you some questions about your favourite sorts of horror, your favourite horror genres, your favourite horror stories. So stay with us. Now, last Friday, Roxy and I, we went to Newcastle because we're making a huge delivery. Were we, Rox? So
It was a huge
we went to
delivery. It was huge.
We went to a place just outside Newcastle. Really, really beautiful. We've been working for D&D in a castle, so that links up celebrity DMs to players from all around the world, but primarily an American audience, I would say. And it's set in a beautiful 600-year-old castle.
Heaven.
Castle Lumley. So Roxy and I, we pulled up, and Roxy's laughing already. You know, spectacular place, the northeast, land of the bishop princes.
Oh yeah.
Never shy of expressing their power in architectural terms. So some true grandeur up there. So Roxy and I pull up to the castle with the huge delivery.
Oh no.
And we say, well, where does it need to go? You know, where's your storage room? And they point at a turret.
Oh no.
They just point at a turret.
Oh dear.
And we're like, okay, well, where's the lift? Just show us to the lift. Hayley, it turns out that the bishop princes of 600 years ago
Didn't believe in lifts.
they didn't build lifts in their turrets.
Oh no.
So I said, you know, well, have you got a medieval siege engine we can borrow? Have you got a trebuchet?
Oh no.
Have you got a ballista? But no, they didn't. And unfortunately, we got our exercise, I'll say. It's cheap.
Oh no.
Working at GameTea is cheaper than a gym membership.
I can vouch for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally. Oh no.
And it says I got half of Rockstar into GameTea. I'm sure, absolutely. Thank you so much, darling.
I think we've all had friends
Leah
that we've
says,
recommended.
Yes, absolutely. Leah says, I furiously promote GameTea. I've gotten my friends all over the world to buy GameTea stuff. I'm proud of that fact.
Oh.
Thank you so much. Really makes a huge difference. Lima Zulu Tango, hello to you.
Mm-hmm.
And nice to see you in the chat. Okay, so now moving slightly beyond what we did last Friday.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was a feat in itself.
Yeah. According to scientists and astrophysicists, 13.7 billion years ago, the universe was born.
Okay.
Primordial light began shooting through the universe, which also began to rapidly expand.
Big Bang Theory.
In essence, then, the cosmos has been growing at an ever-increasing rate ever since, thanks in part to the influence of increasing dark energy. Can you tell I'm reading this from my notes, by the way? I'm not an astrophysicist. I'm an artist. But what lies beyond the boundaries of the observable universe? A question that we often ask ourselves. There are theories. Cosmologists theorise that beyond the boundaries of observable space, there is a darkness. Because we are only capable of observing the light that has reached us. But they say that beyond that, what is known as the Hubble mass, our observable universe, there's simply more of it, laid out in exactly the same way. And if you travel far enough into this primordial blackness, eventually you will come upon another Earth. And on that Earth, there'll be another you. This is the theory.
Ah, like a mirror theory or
Yes,
something like
and if you travel beyond that, there is another Earth and another Earth.
Ah.
So really, we are no more than grains of sand in an infinite abyss.
That reminds me of a line out of Tomb Raider that does.
Go on.
It's to do when she has to go and find something in the grain of a sand for the triangle of the all-seeing eye in, I think it's the first film, first Tomb Raider film. Can't remember the exact name. I think no, I can't remember, it slips my mind. If I think of it, I'll put it in the video and chat later on. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know which scene I'm on about?
I do.
She's sat there after she's wrecked the manor, and the guy has delivered a piece of paper, and she pulls down the curtain and pulls out this book and finds the all-seeing eye on the back of the cover.
Yeah.
With a letter.
Yes.
Something to do with something of seeing something through the grain of sand.
Well, exactly. And, you know, pondering these huge thoughts, it does make you feel a little bit insignificant. And that brings us on to our subject of tonight's stream. Because the infinity of the universe is very, very, very hard to describe. And because it's hard to describe, it's hard to picture. And it's hard for us to comprehend as human beings just how vast the world beyond our world actually is.
Yeah.
But there is one author who stands out among the rest as a master of this unknowable fear. And that is, of course, H.P. Lovecraft. Yeah. And the authors that followed him, of course, in the Cthulhu mythos, because they all contributed in informing, the idea of what we call the Cthulhu mythos, the one that you've probably seen in things like Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
So tonight we're honouring those authors and the worlds that they have created. But let's face it, H.P. Lovecraft did a good job of informing the visions
It wasn't a good job, it was an amazing job.
Yes.
He's known in America as the Titan of Terror.
Yeah.
As I read earlier today.
Yes. And Lovecraftian horror, it focuses on, the abstract, the unnameable, the unknowable, the vastness of the universe, the fragility of humanity, the fragility of sanity, and what the nature of our perceptions of reality is and how delicate that perception is. Once it's ripped away, that's where H.P. Lovecraft is doing his work. And also really the risks of the scientific era, because he truly believed that, as the sciences went this way and that and made discoveries in this way and that, eventually we would, as a human race, build a much more cohesive picture of reality, which would frighten us so much that we would want to retreat into a dark age.
Yes.
Certainly interesting question.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So there's lots of cosmic horror out there, particularly in the world of video games and TTRPGs. Some examples: Bloodborne.
Good game.
Excellent game.
Great game.
Yeah. Call of Cthulhu RPG, of course. Final Fantasy.
Yes.
And beyond that, we've got things like True Detective. We've got Stephen King's Dark Tower.
Yes.
So anything with a multiverse, really. My personal favourite, Junji Ito.
Yeah, I remember you told me about that.
Yes. Now, not everybody realises actually that H.P. Lovecraft was agoraphobic, which means he had a fear of leaving his home, he had a fear of being amongst crowds, a fear of not being able to escape easily from places, and one wonders actually how much that informed his own fear of the unknown. So, my question for you, Hayley, and for you, Roxy, and for chat, what is your favourite horror story and why?
Oh, God.
And if you don't have a favourite horror story, what's your favourite horror game or your favourite horror movie and why? So let's get some responses in from the chat.
See, I'm not a massive horror fan. Stuff like that terrifies me. It absolutely terrifies me. It's borderline in the sci-fi again, mine is.
Yeah.
I hate it, but I love it. Event Horizon.
Oh, yes. And things like The Void. Space Odyssey, of course.
Yes, Space Odyssey is another
Very
one.
much about
There was another one, Dracula 2002, 2020, the space version. Do you know what? I had to laugh at that. It was that bad.
I didn't see that one, Hayley.
There is a space. Trust me, there is a space Dracula movie out there. I think I seen it years and years ago, and it was that bad. It was so funny. But yeah, Event Horizon's mine. Sam Neill portrayed that protagonist in that so well.
Yeah, Juicy Lucy says Exorcist is the scariest film ever.
Oh no, I don't know.
Leo says Alien. Yeah, I gotta agree. Magical Hannah says the original book of The Haunting of Hill House and then more modern Spade House. I'm here for haunted houses.
Oh.
Jill likes a gothic mansion. Hager says the last horror story I listened to was At the Mountains of Madness. H.P. Lovecraft, of course. Lena says my favourite horror story is playing D&D with Blue and the rest are making an impression. I think that involved eyes, didn't it? And Mike says anything with intense claustrophobia or drowning point of view.
No. Drowning is my worst fear. Nope.
See, I like horror stories with like a sense of really unsolved mystery in them as well. So things that defy all sense and logic I find really, really frightening. That's why I like a lot of Junji Ito's work, because he tries to visualise some of that and he does it very successfully. There's one particular story called The Fault of...
Don't ask me, I haven't a clue.
The Enigma of Amigari Fault.
Okay.
And in that story, a huge shift, a seismic shift occurs that cleaves part of a mountain open.
Okay.
And in this swath of stone that's revealed, there are almost the silhouettes. They're like shadows, but they're holes, and they're human shaped.
Oh.
And from around the country, people start being drawn to these particular holes.
I may have to. I'm fascinated.
Yes, they lead into just an unknowable darkness, and people start going to a specific hole that is perfectly sized to their bodies.
Oh, okay.
And they have the urge to climb inside.
Sounds like something like the Body Snatchers.
And I won't spoil it, but
no, please don't, because I want to.
But it's really frightening, and it defies all logic, and it's very much body horror as well. So if you're perhaps not in the right frame of mind to witness body horror, then don't look it up.
I'm gonna have to.
Have you ever heard of The Moth by H.G. Wells as well?
The Moth.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes, because obviously I'm a huge H.G. Wells fan. As you know.
Yes, she's obsessed.
So, in The Moth, let me get this correct. So, yes. So there are two etymologists in The Moth.
Okay.
One is called Hapley, and the other is called Pawkins.
Okay.
And for their entire scientific careers, they have contested one another. One is an Englishman, one is a Scotchman.
Yes,
and they have developed a horrible rivalry, an intellectual rivalry. Though.
Okay.
And they're constantly squabbling over the definitions of insects.
Okay.
And in a particular stroke of spite, Pawkins changes the definition of this particular taxonomy of this particular moth. And it just so happens to be the one that Hapley has discovered.
Oh dear.
And he annihilates it. He eradicates it from all of the books and learnings and understandings about moth. And anyway, this stays with Hapley. He grows bitter and resentful. And finally, Pawkins he's compiling his own research, and he's doing research on the death's head moth.
Okay.
And he publishes it, but it's not up to his usual standard.
Oh,
and Hapley sees his opportunity.
Uh-huh.
And with the utmost venom and spite and malignancy, he delivers the most scathing criticism.
Oh, okay. Oof.
And after it's published, he awaits Pawkins' response, because it's always come. Throughout his career, it's always come. It's always been him versus Pawkins. But it doesn't come.
Oh.
At least not in the form that he expects.
Oh, okay.
Because Pawkins catches influenza.
Uh-oh.
And then it progresses to pneumonia.
Oh, no.
And then Pawkins dies.
Oh, no.
And Hapley is left alone and bereft.
Oh, dear.
Strangely bereft, in fact. You know, he's always had this rival.
Yeah.
This bitter rival.
And now he's got nobody.
But because of their rivalry, they advanced their careers. And so he is left wondering what to do. What purpose he now has. And so he moves on to chess. But when he checkmates something, he can only see Pawkins' last gasping breaths. It haunts him. Yes.
Haunts him.
And eventually he gets an interest in microbiology. And one evening he's studying with his microscope, and he sees, almost materialising from the lace of the tablecloth, an enormous black moth.
Black moths have a theme.
And he thinks, my God, that black moth, I've never seen such. I've never seen its like. It's a new genus, unknown to science, to England. So I'll catch it. And he's desperately trying to catch the black moth when he falls. And he injures himself badly.
Yeah.
Breaks his leg.
Oof.
And so the doctor and the nurse come, and they're so fearful that he's going to get up and injure himself again, because he can't stop trying to catch the moth in his room. They tie him down. They tie his legs down, and then they tie his arms down. And all he can feel and sense is the black moth crawling maddeningly over his face.
But there's nothing there.
Nothing there. The nurses, the doctors, they cannot see it. And the doctor, he says, you must remain tied up until your leg is healed.
Oh, no.
And by doing so, he drives Hapley over the edge of sanity.
Oh, no.
Yes. And
Wow.
I'll
Isn't that classed as modern day schizophrenia?
I'll read the last line to you. So now Hapley is spending the remainder of his days in a padded room, worried by a moth that no one else can see. The asylum doctor calls it hallucination, but Hapley, when he is in his easier mood and can talk, says it is the ghost of Pawkins, and consequently a unique specimen and well worth the trouble of catching. And that's my favourite.
Wow.
So I thought it's well worth reading, guys. I don't know, completely spoiled it for you, but it's only about 3 pages long anyway.
Oh.
Right, yes, so have we got any answers in from chat then? What do we like in chat? Dr. Breyer says, I quite like the horror stories which focus on how a person or persons slowly revert back to savage, wild ways when confronted with an unknown situation.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting actually. And there's a Junji Ito story as well called Hellstar Remina, where a huge planet, a planet-eating planet, comes to Earth and begins the process of devouring Earth. And our response as a human race is to say, well, have we tried sacrificing any humans to it?
No.
It's a difficult
planet
question
eating
to
planet doesn't want humans, it wants a planet.
Exactly, but you know what human nature's like, right?
Yes.
Somebody says it's a Spanish-Italian film, would be called Wreck. It has an English translation called Quarantine. We didn't do it justice.
Oh, okay.
The King in Yellow is a classic, says Mithril Sage. Yeah,
King?
Robert Chambers, I believe, went on to inform really much of H.P. Lovecraft's work. It's about a play that when seen it drives you insane.
Oh, no thank you. No thanks. No.
Path to Carcosa campaign from Arkham Horror is one of my favourites. Carcosa, of course, is a reference that comes directly from The King in Yellow. Mithril Sage will no doubt know that. Mithril Sage says, it's a quote from the King James Bible, but I think about the line, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I see horror and I run a million miles away from it, so I'm not really that...
Yeah, some people don't.
No.
Some people not huge fans of it.
It's not that I'm a huge fan, it's the fact that I just don't like having nightmares.
I caught this comment and I thought this was worth repeating. Cosmic horror is finally receiving our first clear message from alien life that clearly states, do be quiet, they'll hear you.
Isn't that the point though? To be heard.
Right. On the subject of inexplicable and alien things, shall we move on to our product showcase?
Yes.
And then we're going to do our first puzzle of the evening, I think.
Yes. What shall we do? Shall we do... I'll do this book. I love this book. Actually, no.
Yeah. Let's start with the Gothic Tales of Lovecraft, because that is truly something that you've got to appreciate under the camera, I think, because it has the foil cloth-bound binding, and it's rainbow foil, which is really, really lovely, and you can't really see it in the photographs. That's brand new on site today, guys, so you can pick that up for $14.99. And really examine some of H.P. Lovecraft's contributions to the world of Gothic.
You just got to give it to like the British Library on producing these beautiful books, though, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at that.
They're really, really good collections.
Let's have a look.
Not only that, of course, but every purchase does support the British Library, which is a worthy cause. They do some great work archiving.
The Tomb by H.P. Lovecraft, The Alchemist. What stories have we got in here then?
Magical Hannah says the talk has reminded me of the Mask of the Red Death, which is a little too relevant to recent events. Yes. And funnily enough, if you show the next book, we have indeed got the stories of Poe, from which the Mask of the Red Death is taken. I believe it features in that one.
Don't know. Let's have a look, shall we?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It always reminds me of Phantom of the
Yeah,
Opera.
there we go. The Mask of the Red Death.
Yeah.
It's there.
Oh, do yourselves a favour, guys. If you haven't read it, it is incredibly relevant for our pandemic times, and I will not spoil it for you because it is well worth the read.
Both of these books are absolutely beautiful.
Yes, Magical Hannah says, I must have it. Again, that is also something that you can buy on site, The Pit and the Pendulum. It inspired a movie in the 1990s, but I, of course, was far too young to see it.
We both
Unfortunately, I had a sister that showed it me anyway.
See, I had not, because I was the eldest, so wow. But yeah, both of those books are absolutely beautiful. That purple is gorgeous. The rainbow foil. Roll on payday.
Yeah, great. So go and have a look at those if you fancy frightening yourself silly. Now, the first puzzle of the evening has a castle theme because that's where we've been, of course. So, Roxy, if you wouldn't mind, let's start the torment tonight.
Yeah, but is it torment for who, though?
Well, the chat, I hope.
Let's hope so.
See, they were so horrible to me last week, Hayley, that I've actually...
I wasn't here, but I watched the stream.
I know.
I watched. I wasn't here, but I watched.
Clipped it. She thought it was hilarious.
I did see the clip, and I did laugh.
Okay, so we've got 2 riddles for you for tonight's first puzzle. And one of them's really evil as well. Good luck, you little horrors, because you're going to need it.
Oh dear.
So this is what you get for bullying me. Number 1. The lady of the castle dropped a few coins into the beggar's bowl. The lady is the beggar's sister, but the beggar is not the woman's brother. How are they related?
Related.
And riddle number 2. The king boasts that his castle has the longest network of tunnels in the land. A jester corrects him. My lord, I possess a system of tunnels 60,000 miles long, and so does the lowest serf of the land. But what does he mean?
I think I know the second one.
Mike's got the first one. I begrudgingly give you a gong. No, well done. Yeah, the beggar is the woman's sister. It really was that easy.
Well, it says it in there. The lady is the beggar's sister.
Yes, so this...
It says in there, AJ.
Yes, the lady is the beggar's sister.
Yeah.
But the beggar
is
not the lady's brother.
Yeah.
It's because the beggar is the sister.
Mm-hmm.
They're both sisters.
Yeah.
Yep, so Mike's got the first one.
She's a nun.
Juicy Lucy says she's a nun. I actually did think that, but it's got a far simpler answer than that. Why do you do this to me, chat?
Well done, Crumpet.
So, do you know what? I need a hug.
Aww. It's alright. It's fine. You'll beat them one day. You'll beat them one day.
Today's not that day.
No.
I say bring back the maths.
Roxy says bring back maths.
Bring back maths.
Yes,
Yeah,
well,
so I can't get maths.
you'll all be in for it when I bring back the maths.
Bring back maths.
I'll save that for my birthday. No mercy birthday. Right, yeah, well done everybody. Crumpets, the jester is indeed talking about blood vessels, a network of tunnel through the body. Actually ranges from between 60,000 and 100,000 miles long, your network of blood vessels.
Mm.
I thought that was really cruel.
Isn't the intestines about 7 miles? Something like that?
I don't know,
No.
darling.
Intestines
And then,
are
of course,
quite long.
the other answer was indeed they were both sisters, so the beggar was not the woman's brother, the beggar was the woman's sister.
Mm.
Quite simply. Well done, everybody. Well done to the correct answers then. We do have another puzzle coming up shortly as well, don't we? So yes, excellent work on the puzzle solving. I really must congratulate you. That was very, very good. Mike says, the bowels are not that long. I work with them for my job. Lol.
Well, I have no words.
How long are they?
Yeah, out of curiosity, how long are they?
Yeah. Right, we've also got some miniature painting that was sent in to us this week, so let's have a showcase of that. Don't clip that, Leo.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, so we have a beautiful rendering of the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland by Thorsten on Twitter. These were sent to us this
beautiful.
week. He did an excellent job capturing the sort of opalescent quality of the caterpillar as well. Well done, Thorsten. We've got one more from Thorsten as well.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, love them.
Oh, I love those.
Yes.
I love those.
I know, right? So we've got the fawn, okay, Mr. Tumnus, and the narrator. Of course, everyone knows that The Muppets Christmas Carol is the best movie ever made.
It's Gonzo.
It's Gonzo.
Love him.
Yes. So well done to Thorsten on some truly lovely work.
They are beautiful.
Okay, I'm handing it over then again to chat and to you. I want to hear about the scariest monster that you've ever encountered in a video game, or the scariest level. So either or, chat, let's have an exploration of what we think is truly horrible in the world of video games.
Well,
I've got to say creeper in mind.
creeper when they sneak up on you.
I think the only time I've ever heard Roxy scream legitimately is when she's attacked by a creeper.
They just appear.
Yeah.
They literally are there and it's just like, hi.
For me, most definitely. I was 11 years old when I first played Metal Gear Solid.
Oh no.
And in Metal Gear Solid there's a particular boss called Psycho Mantis.
Yeah.
And at the time, of course, there's no instruction manuals, there's no sort of
No, you
tutorials,
kind of
there's
have
no
to do it
internet.
yourself.
So when your console goes to static, turns itself off, and displays like strange words, and then of course you can no longer control the player character, Snake. This is genuinely terrifying.
Anything when you lose control of a player character that you're playing is just not
absolutely.
scary.
Of course, what you needed to do was plug the first-person controller into the second port to defy Psycho Mantis's psychic control. But try working that out when you're 11.
No, you don't know that at all.
11 and frightened and tearful because your PlayStation 1 doesn't work, or you think it doesn't work. So Psycho Mantis, the first boss to really make me cry in a video game. So he earns the title there. OG Resident Evil, says Magical Hannah.
Oh,
the first
yeah.
zombie jump scares still haunts me. Oh, and Resident Evil 2. Oh, it's
Resident
too
Evil
much.
5.
Oh, they're too much for me, darling.
Some of the Resident Evil ones have been like...
Resident Evil, you see, the thing is, because it's
I love Resident Evil,
because
though.
it's painted, it's like pre-rendered backgrounds. Some of the camera angles are just evil.
Well, it's not only that. In some of the latest ones, I think it was Resident Evil 6 as well, some of the monsters in there is just... And then when they feed the people the things down their throat, it's... No.
I think Silent Hill has a worthy mention here as well.
Silent Hill.
Crumpet says, scariest level, but not in the traditional sense, is the end of the third disc in Final Fantasy VIII. If you only have one save file and save in a certain point, you will lock yourself out of the game and will have to restart the beginning of the game. Note, this is 100 hours into the game. Oh, I don't remember that bit in Final Fantasy VIII. That never happened to me. But that sounds awful.
That sounds...
By the way, Lunatic Pandora in Final Fantasy VIII is, again, a very cosmic horror type thing, very, very influenced by cosmic horror. There's a lot of cosmic horror in Final Fantasy. Leo says, the last horror games I watched have been Five Nights at Freddy's, Alien Isolation, Resident Evil 7 and 8. Kiltia says, Silent Hill is a big one for me. Heger's Project Zomboid, just in general. Yeah, I'd agree with that. That is really, really terrifying. It's terrifying in its realism and its adhesion to reality.
Do you know what? It's not exactly horror as such, but the Lara Croft, the game titled Lara Croft, some of the jump scares you get in that are awful.
I don't remember that. There's a game titled Lara Croft.
It's the first one where they redesigned her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that part of that series. Some of the jump scares in there are just awful.
Yeah, I mean, if we're contrasting horror now, jump scares are what sort of cinema depends on.
Yeah.
Because cosmic horror is so hard to express.
Yeah.
You simply can't do a jump scare with cosmic horror.
No.
It's very, very hard to capture the nameless, unknowable sanity.
Exactly.
rending visions of cosmic horror.
You can't describe it.
You just can't do it.
No. You think cosmic and you think stars, universe, cosmos.
Yeah.
But then you picture that with vampires, zombies, the undead, and stuff like that. It's just space and vampires.
Tentacles.
No, that's a lot of Japanese anime, AJ. No.
No. Tentacles are a signature of the genre, I'll have you know. Because they are the most alien thing. The most alien sort of limb, as opposed to the human limb. So you'll find them on the front of the H.P. Lovecraft book with good reason, really. I also wanted to actually ask the chat a quick question, because we got an email today from a customer saying, was I going to put knight and steed artwork onto an art print?
Ooh.
And Leo or Crumpets, if you can oblige me, please, if we can just have a little poll up to decide whether this should be an art print or not, I would be very, very grateful. So let's see.
I'd love to hang that on my wall.
Yeah.
I would, but then again, all of your art, I'd like to hang all on my wall.
Sometimes when you've designed specifically for a t-shirt or for a garment, it's hard to.
Well, look at the Angel t-shirt. Look at how your screen printed series with the Tarot series with the Angel, the Sorceress, you did them as art prints as well.
It's funny you say that, Hayley, because I'd like to do a screen print of that one as well.
Ooh. Watch this space.
Kilty says cosmic horror is so heavy with existential dread and the idea of how insignificant we are and how everything around us is incomprehensible and we are so unimportant in the greater schemes. It's so hard to make it scary in the traditional sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Just knocked it on the head there, really, hasn't it?
Absolutely, yes, Kilty, you have. The best thing that they can do really is show you a Cthulhu-like entity.
Yeah.
A bit like Bloodborne.
Mind flares.
Yeah, mind flayers in D&D as well, and say it looks a little bit like this, but really that doesn't capture the true nature of us versus the cosmos and the way that can make a human being feel. Yeah. Of course, we don't want you to feel completely insignificant. You're certainly not insignificant to us. You're incredibly significant.
If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here.
That's completely true. Yeah. Our customers have made our dreams come true, so you've certainly had meanings in my life.
I think that's what a lot of big businesses don't realise as well.
Yeah.
It's definitely the smaller businesses that are definitely more grateful for their customers than the bigger businesses,
Definitely.
I've done that. I've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And people have always been incredibly supportive of GameTea. We're very, very lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
Very, very lucky to have always had the kindness of strangers. Even from our inception, our first Kickstarter.
That's the only one I missed out on.
Get out.
There.
Dr. Breyer says the aliens from Arrival I really loved. It looked like something new, but still recognisable as what we think aliens.
I loved that film. I might go and watch that one.
I've never seen that one, actually.
You should. You should really watch it. I absolutely loved it. I've got it on DVD, I think. I loved it.
Okay. Is it time for our second puzzle of the night?
I believe so.
I'm just going to quickly show the website of the design of the t-shirt.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Give them a bit more of an... Yeah, totally. Well, it's unanimous, isn't it?
Oh, it's 100% yes anyway, but let's have a quick look.
Yeah,
so
that
is
look
Knight
amazing.
And Steed. Cool. It's not too different, actually, when you're designing a garment to when you're designing an art print. Sometimes it's difficult to visualise. But the way I design is I always start with the shape of a rectangle and I try to fill it. And do you remember a few streams ago I demonstrated that?
With the leaves?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's the same principle to most of my illustrations, actually. It's about space filling.
Good advice.
Because I think it gives a really great visual effect, actually. Yeah. Yes. Good. Okay, well, that's definitely going to go on an art print then.
Well, that's
Thank
one
you
job
very,
for you
very
then.
much, chat.
It's another job.
Appreciated.
Another job for you.
Oh, I don't mind. I don't mind. Oh, in fact, before we go to our second puzzle, let's just have a look at the beautiful Whispers of the Elder God dice.
I don't own these yet, which I'm quite surprised about. Oh, look at them.
So if you are a player... Come on then, Baba. come on.
Oh.
Come on, Daniel.
Oh.
Are you here?
Where,
No,
where's
she's
she?
gone.
Oh, no, she's here. No.
She's gone.
No.
No.
No,
Bye.
she doesn't want me.
Goodbye.
It's fine.
If you are enjoying a Cthulhu or cosmic horror inspired campaign, there's no better dice set than the sharp edge set Whispers of the Elder God. Can you see the interplay of light on those translucencies?
Oh.
Absolutely beautiful. And then you've got the opaque black areas, and it really just is they shine on the table. When they roll,
They don't. This light does not literally do it justice. You have to have them in
I
your
think
hand.
so. Magical Hannah says they're great with your nails.
Thank you.
Yeah, very eldritch. You see that almost inner glow? Very, very cosmic. Love it. Right, are we then ready for the second puzzle of the evening? Yes. Don't do this again to me, chat. I mean, just give me a few minutes, please. I call this one Fiery Vengeance.
Oh, hang on.
Make the sum work without moving any matches. So these are Roman numerals, of course, and you've got xi, which is 11, plus 1 equals x, which is 10. So currently the equation does not work.
Uh-oh.
That's it. Goodbye.
Oh, she's off. She's off. Well. Oh no. Hey, Rox.
I'm afraid I've had to stand in. I just had to leave.
Oh no.
You've broken her. Well done, chap.
I'm gonna get it Friday. We're gonna get it Friday.
You're
Thanks,
all
guys.
banned. You're all. How do I ban everybody?
You're not allowed. Not allowed to. Well done.
Well done to Crumpets. He's on
That's
fire
2 in a row.
tonight.
That's all of them.
Absolutely on fire. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Quite a simple one actually. I thought, well, they foxed me for a while. You turn it upside down. You can turn your screen upside down. You don't move a single match. When you turn the puzzle upside down, it suddenly makes sense. It's x equals 1 plus 9, which 10 equals 1 plus 9. So congratulations, Crumpets.
It was kind of a maths one.
Ah, well, that is it. That's it. You know, I did expect those puzzles to last more than
4 seconds.
I think it was about 15 actually, Hayley, so that might be close to my world record.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well, I don't know, perhaps I should retire. Nah, I won't retire. I'll just take it out on my players.
No. No. Oh no.
No, well done, Crumpets. That was really, really excellent. So some great work from our puzzle solvers tonight. But that really has left us. Oh, Lucy says time to pull out the maths big guns next week.
I think so.
Yeah, you'll get us pesky viewers next time. AJ says Kiltia. I hope they don't do this to me on my birthday, otherwise...
No, please don't. Please be kind to her.
Right, okay then. Now, we've got a few minutes remaining of the stream. Ah, yes, let's show
This.
the beautiful Book of the Elder Gods. One of my proudest and finest
Well,
creations.
this is from the first ever
Yes, it was.
leather notebook
Yes,
Kickstarter. It's actually
yes.
5 years ago today.
Oh,
I
fantastic.
think came up on my
did
Facebook
it.
memories, I think.
Wonderful.
I'll have to double check. I can't remember if it's
Okay.
the first or the second one.
Well, everybody, this is our lovely Book of the Elder Gods.
Look at
And
this.
if you don't own one of our leather journals, why not?
Yeah, why?
They're truly lovely. And not only that, they last a really, really long time. My first one is 5 years old, and it looks better than when it was made. Fresh. That's the power of leather. There are shoes in Birmingham Museum that are 5,000 years old. And though there are debates on, whether or not we should be using polyurethane, aka
No.
vegan leather. We do use it.
You do use it, yeah.
The materials have developed to a stage where they are nicely durable, but you just simply can never rival the durability of leather. And leather, of course, is a byproduct of the meat industry, and as long as it remains a byproduct, we're happy to use it on GameTea.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we hope for a world, particularly as vegetarians as we are, we hope for a world where the need to eat animals is decreased, but leather is a really wonderful resource that shouldn't go to landfill, and that's what tends to happen to it if it's not made into products.
Can you remember what it says on the back? I can't remember.
Yes, it's the prayer, darling.
Oh, the prayer.
Yeah, you can read it actually, or you can try to.
No.
It's in a runic alphabet, but
I could just about,
no.
I could just about read English.
Come on, give it a try. Look, there it is. It starts there. Cthulhu.
No.
Oh, go on.
My eyes are that bad.
Don't blame your eyes.
I can.
To be honest with you, nobody pronounces Cthulhu correct anyway,
No.
because Lovecraft.
It's not Cthulhu, is it?
It's like Cthulhu.
No, Lucy might know.
It's Lovecraft's pronunciation, if you ever hear it, is completely different to the ones that we use today.
Lucy might know how it's pronounced.
Yes, indeed, and that's a refillable notebook, of course, which comes with 4 different variants of notebooks inside, lined,
square
for your map drawing course,
plain,
brilliant for sketching,
and craft.
brilliant for sketchbooking.
And you can buy the hexagonal ones.
You can,
as well.
absolutely. And the idea behind these books, of course, is that you can remove those journals, making it fully adaptable for your next campaign. See, a lot of people have this thing where they don't really like to use the books that they buy because they feel like they might ruin them somehow. And so people end up with notebooks piled up on their shelves that never get used. And you never ever have that with one of our gaming journals because you can just replace the books as and when you need to.
I have the whole set.
Brilliant.
Whole set. And my favourite one is my druid one.
Yes. Do you like the tentacles on that?
Yes.
They're quite hairy, aren't they?
Reminds me of Futurama.
Yeah. Yes, Lucy says, I wanted to use leaf leather for a while now, but it's not commercially viable yet.
Oh.
So I'm sure that we will get there soon. The advancements made in materials have been astonishing over the past few years. And thank you for the link, Leo. Brilliant.
Yes.
All right, so a final question then for you and for chat before we move on to questions and answers. Have you ever seen anything that defies explanation, anything inexplicable?
Yeah, I have actually. It's recently. Obviously, besides being at GameTea, I work for a coffee brand. And we swear our store's haunted.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I opened up the other morning.
Yeah.
And I heard footsteps. Bear in mind, I'm sat down at a desk.
Oh.
I heard footsteps and I heard someone call my name.
Oh, no.
And there was nobody there. There was nobody there at all. I checked the cameras. I walked around. There's me with whatever I'd grabbed from the desk. No. All the doors were locked behind me.
It's me spiritually asking you for a coffee.
Probably. But no, yes. So that was unexplainable.
That is really quite frightening.
It's not the first time as it's happened as well.
Is Costa built on some sort of graveyard?
No, we're built on an old pub.
Oh, but they are just hot spots of hauntings, aren't they?
Yes.
We've got the explanation.
Yes.
It's the pub.
Well, there's so many rumours.
It's the ghost of the publican.
There's so many rumours about where that pub was. I've heard so many things about a child dying in the ball pit, adult having a heart attack in the toilet. We don't actually know what's true, but this, no, I was freaked out. I couldn't wait for my second member of the team to come in. It's not the first time it's happened either.
That's scary.
Things have jumped off shelves as well. Yeah, no.
Very, very frightening. Good evening, Channa. Have we got some inexplicable things in the chat?
What about you?
Leo says, I can confirm that my mum and grandmother haunt my room. I've heard their voices,
Oh.
put a hand on my arm or back, and I keep seeing things out the corner of my eye. That's a comforting comforting feeling, I think.
Yeah.
Nothing to be scared of. They would never hurt you.
Well,
Kilty says the ghosts are probably unhappy that their favourite tipples are missing. Oh, you've got to leave them a pint out. That's it. That's the key.
damn it. Oh, on our orders, though, it does say at the bottom we can order red, white and rosé wine, so I might try it one day.
Janet, yes, we featured your minis. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Everybody absolutely loved them.
They were beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Crumpets says deja vusions. It's the idea that people as a group all see something that isn't there or doesn't exist, like how kids around the world have spoken of a wolf-like creature running along the dual carriageway.
Oh.
It's an illusion that is super deja vu.
Huh. They say deja vu is a form of epilepsy,
Now that's funny because I told you about something the other day, didn't I? That they call the Mandela effect, and I thought I'd had one.
Yeah.
Because does anybody remember? This is embarrassing. No, it's not embarrassing.
No.
Whatever. I'm proud. I'm a goth. Okay, at heart. Does anybody remember a band called Evanescence?
Yes.
They had a song
Love
called
them.
"Bring Me
To life.
to Life."
Yep.
Okay. Now, I swear that when I watched the video as a youth,
Yes, we were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
she is having a dream and then
Yep.
she wakes up from
Yep.
the dream at the end of the video.
Yep.
The song says wake me up
Yep.
inside.
Yep.
I watched the video recently and she doesn't wake up, she simply falls to her death. That's the end of the video.
Yep.
So I was like, well, where is this memory come
Yeah.
of somebody waking up? Because the lyrics say wake me up.
Yeah.
Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
That
Weird.
could be the sign that I've slipped in from a parallel universe.
Quite potentially.
I feel like I have sometimes. Crumpet says, riddles, or as I call them, AJ's well of causing self-inflicted mental hell. Yeah, thank you for that. Right, okay, we're gonna...
May contribute to that.
It's almost time now.
Is it?
Oh yeah, Lucy says that the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz has a gun. That's another.
Does he?
That's another Mandela effect. Yes, he does. He has a gun. Throughout the film, he has a revolver. I didn't remember it either.
No.
But
Hey?
apparently this is a thing. And
You so know
the
I'm gonna
Wicked
have to-
Witch never says "Fly, my pretty fly." She never says it.
What?
I know.
Huh?
It's true.
What was Lucy
Never
been
says
watching?
it. The Wizard of Oz. He has a gun.
No.
The Scarecrow has a gun.
Really? What?
Where's the Tin Man has a gun? One of them has a gun. Somebody has a
Who
revolver.
has the gun, Lucy? Who has it?
I'll put it into Google.
I can't. No.
Wizard of Oz gun.
No.
The Mandela effect is just nonsense as far as I understand it. It's just false memories and misremembering things. Probably Mithril Sage.
Yeah.
But, oh yes, C3PO Silver Leg. I never remembered that one either. That's bizarre.
Silverleg.
And it is the Scarecrow.
It is the
Oh, it
Scarecrow
is?
that has a gun. Dr. Ray says, like Pikachu, having a black tail tip, which it doesn't.
Do you know, some are depicted as a black tail tip and then others don't? Weird.
Ah, it's very bizarre. It's very, very bizarre.
Isn't it like the fat Pikachu on the Pokemon cards that as well, and then you just get a normal thin Pikachu as well? It's like, what? So
Okay,
so
guys.
what's your
What?
inexplicable moment?
Oh, God, goodness. Well, I think, obviously, it's important to be sceptical about these things.
Mm-hmm.
But there is one particular one that defies explanation. That's because it was either some sort of mass hallucination or it was simply an entity that my mom and I both saw as we were driving up the road towards the cemetery by your house.
Yeah.
In fact, you know it's a dead end. And there was a lady in lilac bending over a gravestone, reading it carefully. And you know it's a complete dead end. She simply couldn't have gone anywhere.
No.
She was within our line of sight the whole time. And we got to the dead end and she had gone. She
Oh.
had gone completely.
Oh.
There was no purple in the background, there was no purple
Oh.
flowers or nothing like that. She had just dematerialised.
Oh.
And both my mum and I saw her, a lady in lilac with white hair, bending over this specific grave. So that one
Did
certainly
you go and
makes me
investigate the
question.
grave?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we walked up
Ah.
there. That one makes me question because we both saw it simultaneously, and we both said, "Where's that lady gone?" So
But,
first thing you do
yeah.
up there, it's very isolated up there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. What's yours, Roxy?
I've had a lot of inexplicable moments in my previous career. Nights, like that's a kind of ghostly
ghostly apparitions,
Yeah.
things happening. So
It always seems to be kind of those kind of things that you just can't explain, but you say it
Yeah.
to someone and someone's like, oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah, you worked
Isn't
in
it?
quite an old building, didn't you, in
Yes.
your previous career?
yes, and had to work nights. So
Yeah.
Ugh,
yes, and
I wouldn't have liked to do that.
Yeah.
chilling things happen.
Oh no.
Where's my little baby?
I don't know, she toddled herself off. Oh, is she there?
Oh, here's
There she is.
I want to show you my little baby, everybody.
Green.
This is my little baby.
Oh, she doesn't look happy, she's been disturbed.
Aw, this is my one. Oh, I know.
Here she is.
No. Okay. She loves everybody. She's extremely small in many, many ways. But I brought her this evening because she wanted to come, didn't you? Yes, I know.
thought,
She
"Hi,
wagged her
Mum."
tail and she said,
Hi,
which is
Mum.
her way of saying that she wanted to come. It's the first time she's wanted to come.
Yeah, she hasn't been
So-
on any of the previous ones, has she?
All right, we're coming to the end then, guys. We're coming to the close. Yes, Brittany, I know. I love you too. Is there any questions that you would like to answer us in the last kind of 4 minutes or so? Where's Picky?
I think she's toddled off upstairs, hasn't she?
Yeah, can we have them both? Oh, yes, darling, I know.
No, she's
So
gone
this
upstairs.
is Prinny Princess, by the way.
Oh, is she there?
Aww.
Oh, Picky Pick!
And these two
Go
are
on this side.
AKA Binky and Bonky, as we call them.
Picky Pick.
And
Oh,
you'll
Picky
see
doesn't look
why.
happy
You'll
either.
see why when we hold
Here
up
she
Picky.
is. Here's the dog blin.
Yes, because Picky's a little bit bigger, aren't you? So you're the big bonker, and this is little Binky.
Here's the dog blin. Yes, I know.
Binky and the bonk.
I need to
Binky and the
post that
bonk.
selfie I
One
did with
is
her.
a tiny, the other's a chunk.
Oh
And
dear.
that's what we sing to them.
Don't listen. Betsy doesn't care. She's
Okay,
not happy,
Brittany.
are you?
Okay,
No.
she's tired. Are we getting any questions? Oh, Crumpet says, can we send you our riddles or puzzles? Yeah, absolutely. Send them in. I'll make them into a little visual if you want to. I mean, they've got to be reasonably solvable because
Yeah.
there are impossible puzzles out there. And
You're the one Max did for us.
yes, so
that we
we'll never
couldn't
forget
solve.
that one twice because
Oh yeah, it was twice, wasn't it?
so. Make sure they're solvable within the realms of the stream and get them sent in, and let's have a little bit of a puzzle.
I might have
that
a few
sounds like
for you for next
great
week.
idea. Leo says he's just cheered with excitement. Brilliant.
Oh come on.
We're never going to let you forget that, Max.
No, not at all.
No.
Was it Toby that got it in the end?
Nobody got it, darling. It's impossible.
Oh,
Genuinely impossible.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, because something to do with. I was told it was for little school
One of the
children.
parameters have been sort of drawn wrongly.
So- This puzzle was meant for Chinese school children. And we
Max-
all know how clever they are.
So Max kept saying, come on, you could do it. Chinese school children get this as their homework. But what she failed to tell us was that one of the parameters had been filled in incorrectly, making it impossible, even for the most genius Chinese school child out there. And certainly not for us,
Yeah.
because it was mathematics as well, wasn't it?
Can't do maths.
Oh,
Oh dear.
was it for school children though? Well, not that version wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, there would have been tears in school if that one came out.
Yeah.
All right then, guys.
Yes.
If there are no more questions for us, then we will be calling it a night for
Yeah.
tonight's stream. Thank you so much for joining us for GameTea. We've really enjoyed talking to you about our favourite horrors. And if any of those books take your fancy, go and investigate them on the website. Give us a click. All of our books come tissue wrapped with a beautiful bookmark. They really are special, so they make nice gifts as well. If somebody's got a birthday,
yeah.
so if somebody's got a birthday upcoming in April,
Here we go.
then you then you might want to consider buying them a book from one of our carefully curated collections. And with that, we will bid you all a good night. Okay, and same game place, same tea time next week. Thank you so much for watching and contributing to the stream. Good evening, everybody, and good night. Can I do this like this?
Can you? Bye, guys.
See you later.